Hey everybody, John here, trying to teach you from home by making these videos. I'm going to try to split this up into shorter videos instead of having an hour-long lecture. Probably do a couple of slides per video and then attach them on Blackboard all together in one package. Today we're going to talk about the unit circle and trig functions, which is the introduction to the meat of this course, trigonometric functions. What I want to let you know is that already on Blackboard is an assignment in class number 11. And in class number 11 is just some basic problems on converting from radians to degrees and talking about angles and their measures. I used to do a separate lecture on this. I don't think it's necessary anymore, but I kept the problem set just so that you'd have some extra problems to practice. I'm going to cover the material that you need to know from that section in this lecture here. So a radian measure is sort of the naturally occurring angle measure for a circle. Instead of using degrees, which splits a circle into 360 parts, instead what we're going to do is we are going to break up a circle and think of it as the number of times the radius could go around the circle. Okay, let me draw you a picture here. So if we have a circle and we have a line going through the middle of that circle, if this is the center of the circle here, we can have an angle, and this is called a central angle because it goes through the center of the circle. And this is the angle measure. Now, this is a radius right here. This part right here is the radius of the circle. Okay, and that will be the same no matter where this angle had been drawn. But if we think about this length here and we sort of lay it along the circumference of this circle, the number of radii that it takes to get around this circle is actually 2 pi. And I didn't draw that very well, but the angle that it takes, that gives me an arc length that is exactly the radius length. This is considered 1 radian. And I just wanted you to know how it was defined. That's what a radian is. It's not important to have an intuitive understanding of what 1 radian is. I don't, because you normally think of radians in terms of pi. Okay, it takes pi radians to get halfway around the circle. And so to know what 1 radian isn't that important, because normally we're thinking of it as fractions of pi when we go around the unit circle. All right, so again, this is what I just talked about, the radian measure theta, and that's theta like the Greek letter theta of a central angle that intercepts an arc length of s on a circle of radius r is given by this. So it's basically the arc length divided by the radius gives you the angle measure. And that's a little bit more naturally occurring than, say, degrees. And so that's why we use it in math, okay, or we use it in this class. And like I said earlier, if we think about a circle, okay, that's not a circle. Let's try that again. If we think about a circle, if we think about the going halfway around the circle, okay, should have taken this off. If we go halfway around the circle, this is 180 degrees, which I think we all have that intuitive understanding. This is also pi radians. So this is the conversion that I'm going to use. This is the conversion that I'm going to use when I'm trying to get from degrees to radians or from radians to degrees. I feel like everybody sort of has an intuitive understanding of degrees, and so this will help you if you know the degree measure and you need to give your answer in radians, this is how you're going to convert. And you would do a dimensional analysis on that, and we'll talk about that in the next example and in